It was a long week for United's players on the back end of a heavy defeat to Chertsey last weekend. The players were looking forward to responding to that with their first home fixture against Knaphill Athletic. It was a slightly different setup for United at the back this week. Loban was missing, so Hornbrook filled in at right back. Business as usual for Dickens, whilst Trinder makes his return to the starting lineup and Carey completes the setup at left back. Onto midfield. Ketch was also missing from today's lineup. Hayes started on the right, whilst Redmond and Hornbrook filled midfield in a 4-4-2 and Whitsey finishing the setup on the left. It's been a long time since United started with two up top. Horn and Baker partner for the first time this season. No one could really argue about the attacking options on the table today. Substitutes for today's game were Lee Trussler and Danny Anders.
Thanks Lee and thanks Ads for joining us. Congratulations guys on today's win. Superb performance. A great way to respond to last week, would you say, Lee?
Yeah, really good way to respond to last week actually, Steve. We started really fast this week, a lot faster than we did last week. The aim of the first 10 minutes was to put them under pressure, get ourselves more involved in the game than we had last week. So today was a really good performance, good way to bounce back from last week, especially the midfield four. And today I think we switched to two full-backs, one left-footed, one right-footed, which gave us a much better balance. Some really good performances out there, especially from the midfield four, like I said, but especially from James Redmond, Philip Hornbrook, Jamie Whittaker, and then Adam Hayes standing there next to me, who excelled especially in the midfield, but then when he went to right-back, did another good job. So it was really good today.
Okay, Danny Anders made his comeback today. He got stuck straight in. It seemed to us like he had a great game this afternoon. How important is his return to United?
Really important to us because Danny has something that we lack not a lot of, but he has really explosive pace. He's really quick, and today he showed that. He's worked on his fitness over pre-season. He's come back. He got 45 minutes or 40 minutes under his belt today. He looked really sharp, really quick, just like the Danny
was taken off in the 75th minute. He seems to be unprobable his right leg. Can you give us an update on that?
Yeah, I spoke to Steve briefly when he came off, and then after the game. Just a slight little knock he took to the back of the knee. Just want to take a precaution really. We only had 12 today. Do have a couple back next week, but want to make sure we keep that balance again. So it's vital to keep Steve, get him off early, and then make sure he's available for us.
How do you approach the game, Lee? We know Ketch and Loban are available again for selection, so you go there with a pretty strong squad.
We'll approach next week in game terms of the way we did this week. Try and start fast again, keep our shape, pressure them early. Get them in there. With regards to Aaron Ketch, they will come back into the side. Obviously, we only had 12 today, so we'll welcome them back. Unfortunately, Captain Dicko suspended next week, so there will have to be a little bit of a reshuffle, but I'm not going to give too much away at this point.
Adam, great performance today. Playing on the right today for the last 15, had to drop and cover Steve at right back. How did you find it?
Find right back. Didn't know what I was doing a lot of the time. No, it was good to fill in. It helped that Anders was up for the challenge as soon as he slotted in. So and the game, we had the game won by then. So it's just making sure that we didn't concede any further, because it would have reflected badly on the scoreline. We deserved the margin of victory that we got today, but unbelievable performance from all the lads. It could have been any one of us up here. It's a huge effort from the team, and that's exactly what we need going forward.
What do you think the difference was from last week's defeat to Chertsey? Is it a case of attitude, or have you been working on things in training? It seemed like it was a different team out there today. What do you think it is?
Well, I think we all looked a bit leggy last week, and we weren't truly up for it. We weren't right in the mind, I don't think. We definitely played okay, especially the latter stages of the second half, the first half, sorry, and the early second half, and the sending off killed it. The ropey offside goal, debatable. That absolutely killed the game for us, and we were chasing 3 goals with 10 men. It's never good. But we showed glimpses last week, and I think this week we thought, right, we're going to put this right, and we're going to approach it with real positivity and enthusiasm. And it completely, attitude was unbelievable. First 20 minutes, First 10, dropped off a little bit afterwards, and we came back really strong. In the second half, we absolutely owned the game.
Good. And what was the message before the game from the manager? It was a fast start and United were ahead in just 9 minutes.
Well, that's probably enough. That's exactly what Truss said before the game. He said, first 10, we're going to approach it like we finished the last game, when we really started to show glimpses of effort and determination to push forward and kick on and take the game to them, because we sat back too much last week, and that's exactly what we did. We exploded out the blocks, and it was a good little bit of trickery as well from Nath on the wing, and Nathan and John were unbelievable up top, and they definitely deserve a shout out. Didn't score, but in terms of what they did for the team, that should be unbelievably commended. But yeah, as I said, Truss said, go out, explode, first 10. We did exactly that, and we controlled the game from the very first minute, I thought.
Great. And there's been a lot of talk. I think next week it's your last game for the club.
Unfortunately so.
I mean, what are your fears, thoughts going into next week?
I'm buzzing for next week. I was really up for it today. I feel a little bit fitter. Next week I'll hopefully be even more fitter and ready. But it's going to be a real shame to leave all the lads. Club's got under my skin and sort of fell in love with the badge a little bit and all the boys. But yeah, it's gonna be a hopefully bittersweet, and hopefully we get the 3 points and I can leave on a high. And it was good to leave the BP Arena with unbelievable performance, and we dominated.
Adam, congratulations! You are this week's man of the match. Lee, could you do the honours?
Congratulations,
Cheers,
mate. Well done.
mate.
Great game
Thank you
today.
very much. Cheers.